And our last Ignite presenter for today is Jennifer Gibson from Chestatee High School. Her presentation is Can I Call You Mom?
I want to take the time today just to kind of share my heart with you and share what my passion is in education, which is building relationships and creating a sense of community. You can honestly say, and if this isn't you, then I need to know your secret, but this is all of us from August to May. For some of us, that may be March and not May. But I think it's one of those important things to think about each year. Why are we doing what we are doing? Why are we here? So you don't get fired, so you get a paycheck. Why is it that you're here, and why do you keep coming back? And so I took some time with this presentation to really think about, what are we here for each day? And I want to share with you my own personal experience, what I saw. Think about statistics like this. When we have teacher education enrollment is dropping. You have 8% of the teaching workforce leaves every year, and they're not retiring. So what's going on? Why are students continually being taught by teachers that are unqualified? Well, I want us to remember what we do has value, and that our students do not gravitate towards subjects, they gravitate towards teachers. That being said, what does it look like? So this was Cult 67. This was my classroom. It was obnoxious and it was wild, and we did all kinds of fun stuff and games, and you never knew what you would see going on. But I did not realize the community that had been created in those walls for 10 years. I remember when I thought I had lost that. In the summer of 15-16, that school year, I decided to take a leap and move from the traditional classroom into the media center. And for that entire year, I cried a lot. I didn't know what I did. What was I doing? What was my decision? I love to teach, and so I didn't leave because of that. But I remember the end of that school year, when I thought I'd done everything wrong, I had a kid stop by and ask me, "Can I call you Mom?" And she said, "I don't have anybody else who is there to do that for me." And so I realized really quick that I was in a unique position. I could be a champion for every kid. I like describing a media specialist as being a grandparent. You get to do the fun stuff and then you send them home. And I also realized I was the only adult in the building that didn't have a grade attached to them. And so my reach went from 160 to 180 students to 1,300 plus the staff. And I realized that importance of building a relationship stayed the same. So regardless of the size, it was still important. So here's the deal. The relationships for me are important because of job security. If you think about how many media programs are cut across the state, I had to be important. I had to be relevant. People had to need me. So I made sure of that. I tried to create relationships with students and staff, and this is how. One was being unconventional. When you have seniors who the bell rings at 3:35 and they don't want to leave, I think that's a good thing. Or you can dress like a dude from Mean Girls and have a good time. So trying to be unconventional in those walls, being constantly accessible. That means that I get to go and I get to do labs with science teachers just because I want to see what's going on in the classroom. If it means moving my desk and getting rid of it and instead posting up on a bookcase, then so be it. Also seeking reflective feedback constantly from our students. For me, I'm there to serve them, and I have to make sure that our space and what I do is important to them. From the least of these to the kids that are on the front page of the newspaper for all this great stuff. I had to be willing to break down barriers. If that meant, guess what? I've got 100 kids who eat lunch in there every day. And I think about people who are like, "What am I doing? Why are you eating in there?" Well, I don't care. I want them to hang out, and I want them to have a good time. And they keep coming back. That also means being vulnerable and real. Telling them about the worst times that I've experienced. And then guess what? We get to burn them and we get to make marshmallows over them. So it's pretty cool. But being able to create those relationships that way, it became about humanity, having what those kids needed. A lot of times they come to us for a Band-Aid before they go to the clinic. They come in and they know it's a space where they can vent, where they can have someone listen to them, give tissues, the good tissues, no offense, not the ones that we have in custodial closet. And it's about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Those bottom three were things that I can meet each day to make that experience better for every single student and staff member who might come in there crying, who might come in there needing something. Those relationships became the greatest instructional tool that I could have. And to me, that's what's allowed me to make an impact on student growth and achievement through collaborating with the teachers and also working with those kids. So if you are in a traditional classroom or not, and you think, what difference am I making? Remember that those influences and those relationships are still there.